Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-Day Fiancé. I'm convinced David Toborowski wants to return to America, but Annie Suwan says no. David Toborowski from 90-Day Fiancé enjoys living in the United States, but appears to be still in Thailand because his wife, Annie Suwan, isn't yet prepared to return. David met Annie in a bar in Thailand when he was in his late 40s. He was immediately taken with her kind and positive nature. Annie, in turn, was drawn to David's sweet personality despite the 24-year age gap between them. While I initially had doubts about their relationship, I was eventually won over by their strong connection and natural compatibility. I enjoyed watching the evolution of David and Annie's relationship over the past 8 years. I was pleased when they moved to Arizona and purchased their new home. I was also excited to see David successfully lose a significant amount of weight and Annie establish her first clothing business in the United States. In July 2024, the couple surprised us by announcing their pregnancy, which was conceived through an IVF procedure. However, I was taken aback when they revealed their decision to have their baby in Thailand instead of America. Their daughter, Minthira, was born in March 2025 in Thailand. As much as I have enjoyed following David and Annie's journey in the United States, I believe they will continue their lives in Thailand, at least for the foreseeable future. I think if David and Annie wanted to return to the United States, they would have done so by now. The 90-Day Fiancé couple welcomed their baby in Thailand in March and accomplished what they had set out to do. They took the necessary steps to obtain dual citizenship for their daughter, making it convenient for them to travel between the two countries with her. David and Annie haven't yet returned to the United States, even though they no longer have any business in Thailand. This suggests that they aren't ready to take their daughter to their home in Arizona. It's worth noting that David made trips to the United States while Annie remained in Thailand. This may indicate that Annie isn't ready to move back yet. As of May 2025, David and Annie's daughter is over 2 months old, but there is still no indication that they will return to the United States soon. There are several reasons why I think David would want to be in America. One of the reasons is that he is an American man who has lived his entire life in America. Not only has he grown up in the U.S., but he has also built a family there. Before marrying Annie, David was married and had 3 children. His daughters, Ashley and Brittany, are both in their mid-30s and are settled in the United States. David's son, Jacob, is in his 20s and recently announced that he will be marrying his fiancée in March 2026. He has held multiple jobs in America, with his most recent being in real estate. In the past year, David has closed several deals as a real estate agent, including his first $1 million transaction, showcasing his excellent skills in the industry. In my opinion, David has many motivations for returning to the United States. I believe he chooses to remain in Thailand for Annie, who appears to be happy living close to her family. I think it is safe to assume that Annie is in Thailand because she wants to stay close to her supportive family. Fans have seen Annie's family members supporting her throughout her pregnancy. Annie's parents and siblings took care of her every time David had to leave her for personal or business reasons. Now that Annie has a baby, I believe she feels safe and secure near her family. The 90-Day Fiancé alum can rely on her loved ones to take care of her, a type of support that may not be available in the United States. Within a few months of welcoming her baby, Annie had hinted at her enjoyment of life in Thailand. She has been vocal about her family's support and has begun creating content with them. One of the recent episodes of 90-Day Diaries also revealed a major reason Annie remains in Thailand. The couple discussed bringing Annie's mother to the United States, but realized it would take at least 2 years to obtain her visa. I believe the delay in securing Annie's mother's visa is probably one of the main reasons she is still in Thailand. I believe David and Annie will be staying in Thailand for now. In recent months, I've observed David making strategic decisions. He has cleared out his house in Arizona and put one of his properties in Thailand up for rent. David is working hard to make money for himself and Annie, doing his best to support her. In May 2025, David made an appearance in one of Annie's Instagram videos, in which he mentioned going for a job interview. He said, "I am still doing real estate in America," and mentioned seeking new opportunities. Unspoken simmering beneath the surface of David Toborowski's signature smile these days. If you squint past the playful banter and the quirky cooking vlogs, it becomes harder to ignore a quietly building tension. The man who once left everything behind for love, who ventured halfway across the world to be with Annie Suon in her native Thailand, now seems to be subtly testing the waters of something else, a return to America. David, the ever-affable Kentucky native, made an unforgettable entrance into the 90-Day Fiancé universe when he met Annie in Thailand. Their relationship was marked by cultural misunderstandings, financial struggles, and moments that made even the most seasoned reality TV watchers raise their eyebrows. But what made them stand out wasn't just the drama. It was the undeniable chemistry, the quick-witted exchanges, and a level of humor and love that glued them together through every eyebrow-raising moment. Fast forward several years and spin-offs later, including 90-Day Fiancé, Pillow Talk, and David and Annie. After the 90 days, the couple has gone from controversial to beloved. Viewers watch them overcome their rocky start, find financial footing, and even return to Thailand to take care of Annie's family and pursue their dreams of helping her younger relatives get an American education. But in this new chapter of their life abroad, something feels different. David's restlessness is hard to miss. Lately, David has been showing signs that his heart may be tugging him back to familiar soil. Whether it's reminiscing about fast food chains with too much fondness, or talking about the simplicity of how things work in the U.S., his comments have shifted from fond memories to not-so-subtle yearnings. Even his body language betrays him. There's a weight behind his usual laughter when he talks about how long they'll stay in Thailand. He often mentions his adult children, particularly his daughter, and the grandchild he barely sees. When you piece together the small hints, the nostalgic sighs, the frequent mentions of American conveniences, the quiet moments when Annie talks excitedly about their future in Thailand while David simply nods, the picture becomes clearer. He's homesick. And more than that, he's ready to go back. Annie, however, isn't having it. Annie Suon, fierce and determined as ever, seems perfectly content building a life in Thailand. In fact, she's thriving. From her fashion line to her culinary ventures, Annie has found more than comfort in her homeland. She's found purpose. Thailand isn't just home for her. It's where she feels powerful, where she can care for her family, and where her entrepreneurial dreams can grow. And perhaps more importantly, it's where she's in control. In America, Annie often struggled with cultural differences and feeling out of place. Though she adapted remarkably well, Thailand offers a sense of security, confidence, and community that the U.S. never could. Her independence shines brighter here, and she's not ready to give that up. In recent interviews and social media snippets, Annie has made it pretty clear that she's planted roots deep in Thai soil. She speaks passionately about their home, their work, and their life as local celebrities in Thailand. When fans bring up the idea of returning to the States, she deflects with a smile or changes the subject, and occasionally throws in a pointed joke about how David misses Taco Bell too much. A clash of futures. It's the classic conundrum that 90-Day Fiancé thrives on: two people in love, but heading in different directions. David and Annie are not on the brink of collapse, far from it. Their bond is still strong, still filled with laughter, affection, and mutual respect. But every couple eventually faces a fork in the road where love alone isn't enough to keep both people fulfilled. David sees the U.S. as a place of opportunity, comfort, and family. Annie sees Thailand as the land of growth, purpose, and legacy. Neither is wrong, but one of them will eventually have to compromise in a significant way. The question is, who? What's really at stake? Our return to America isn't just about geography. It's about lifestyle, ambition, and identity. David would likely feel more at ease among familiar customs and could reconnect with his children more regularly. Annie, on the other hand, might feel diminished, forced to navigate a society where she still sometimes feels like an outsider. There's also their business ventures to consider. While David can adapt and find opportunities anywhere, Annie's enterprises are deeply rooted in her cultural identity. Her cooking classes, clothing lines, and online presence are all tailored to the vibrant Thai life they've built. Pulling her out of that could risk undoing years of progress and satisfaction.